Awesome, right? I feel so excited to be here. And thank you for that warm, warm welcome. Some of you I know, some of you I don't, but I am a people person, so I'm looking for the opportunity to know all of you. It's pretty awesome to share this time with you. And so I want to share with you my journey a little bit. As Ron pointed out, my name's Annette, and I started a company that's called People to People. And when I left OTC, and one of the things I said I wanted to do is I wanted to start a business, but I am all about people, and I always have been. And motivating, inspiring, and encouraging people is so huge in my heart. And I know that I do have a friend online today who's on the Zoom call, and I will share with you a little bit about how the logo came about, and I'll go ahead, Alice, and go to that slide so they can, those that can see it, can see it. If you have low vision, you may be able to see it. But those of you that can't, my friend created a verbal text for what that logo means. And it started out how the logo was designed is unique in itself in the fact that it consumes three elements. So it has hands, so it's lifting hands, and then in the center of those hands, it has a heart that stands for your heart. All of us, our hearts tick together. We're all in this together, in this community together. And then I wanted wings because I wanted us to see what it takes to soar. Wings are soaring, right? The soaring wings is us soaring through life. And we're going to get a little more into that as we go along. And I'll share a song with you as we go through that. The artist's name is, he knows, I'll cry. The artist.
For those of you that can't see that, anytime Annette talks about her life, she tends to be crying. So
I have Kleenex is what he gave me for those tears. And my family that may be online is probably saying, oh yeah, you did it right. Give her the Kleenex. But the my friend that designed this logo, his name is Monty Wolverton. So you might kind of try to remember that name. He is an artist, he's a cartoonist, and he's an amazing man. And our history goes way back. We were little kids running around in church together and so with our parents. We were the only African American or Black family in the entire church in Clark County, Vancouver. So you see, I come from a whole lot of diversity, and it was pretty cool to grow up like that. So this is our day to celebrate. What are we celebrating? We're celebrating Black History Month, right? And you know, what I want us to take away from this is two things: hope and belief. Because that's what the people that came before us did. And we're going to get more into pulling that thread as we go through. And it's interesting because as these slides came together, and I thought, okay, Black History Month, is it a presentation? Is it a celebration? Well, I was biasing it and I called it a presentation. And then I realized this isn't a presentation. This is a celebration, right? We are celebrating together. And so at 7:00 this morning, I texted my friend that made the slides and said, can you change that one little presentation to celebration? And she said, absolutely. She said, however, you could do it yourself. But that's all right. I'll let her do it for me. So let's go. That's okay. But I wanted those of us that can't see the logo, I want you to remember this. Lifted hands, bountiful heart, and soaring wings. That's what we all stand for. And the artists that designed this, I said, I want my brothers and sisters who can't see and are using their screen reader to be able to know what this stands for. And that's what he came up with. So awesome. And Monty Wolverton, thank you for this. Let's go ahead and go on. So I'm going to play a song for you. And this song happens to be being sung by Yolanda Adams. And it is, I Believe I Can Fly. And just before you cue it up, Alice, I want to tell you why this song meant so much to me. When I came to OTC, you were all here. We're celebrating Black History Month at OTC. I walked through these doors and I was scared, angry, and petrified. And you know why? Because I had lost something that I treasured. I lost my sight. And I was scared that I was going to just be isolated. And we'll talk more about that. Sitting in my house and not being able to get out because no one wants to take me anywhere. And how am I going to drive? And Ron said, well, there's public transportation. I said, I'm not doing that. No way. Well, I used public transportation to get here this morning. And I'm really glad that I did. And I realized, and when I did my capstone, as all of you will be doing yours, and for those that are in the Zoom room, a capstone is when you go through something and it's your highest achievement from that experience. My highest achievement from that experience was independent travel. Yours may be different, but get in tune with what yours is and be thinking about what it means and know you can fly. I believe I can fly. I believe that against all odds, I'm going to accomplish the things I want to accomplish. And guess what? You're sharing it with me today. And all of those that came before us had the same thing. They believed against all odds that they could fly. So let's listen to Yolanda Adams.
Just
How do you talk that? How do you talk that, right? Spread your wings and fly. And that's what people did. That's what this is all about. That's what this celebration is all about. And one of the things, we are celebrating Black History Month. And I don't know if you know this, the US is not the only country that does it. It's done around the world. England, the United Kingdom does it. Australia has a Black History Month. Canada has a Black History Month. Germany has a Black History Month. Panama has a Black History Month. Those are just a few. And you know why? Because multiple reasons. We don't want to negate that it was done because, yes, there's some ugliness that was out there, right? But our celebration's not about ugliness. It's about how do we stand on what those before us have done and celebrate their accomplishments so that we are inspired and encouraged to make our accomplishments real. I want you to walk away today full of hope, full of belief, and full of love. That's why that logo to me means so much more than just artwork. I wear it and I want to communicate it because all of those elements are necessary for us as a society. Is Black History Month about culture? Absolutely. It's about African American food. Let's take that out of it because remember I said across the world. It's about people of color, Black people. I stand here before you because of all of my forefathers who have came through before me and because of their struggles, their marginalization, their segregation, their isolation, all of these things they went through, they accomplished. We're going to honor their accomplishments, but the fact that I'm standing here with you today, having this discussion, and I'm the only Black person in the room. Well, trust me, my sisters and brothers, I've been the only Black person in the room my whole life. Remember I told you about my friend Monty Wolverton, or us running around the church together? 200 Caucasian people. And my mom and my dad with their, at that time, 3 kids, then 4, they went up to 7, but that's another whole story. But all of that prepared me for this. And that same family came from rural East Texas with their 2 little girls in the car running away from colored only signs, running away from the things that were going to prevent them from me being here today, standing with such pride and humility in front of you, with joy in my heart, and love in my heart. So much is going on out there, right? But we get to choose. We get to choose if we're going to, what we do with our struggle. And my struggle, you have it too. You know, I sat in seminars where so many talked about isolation, marginalization, people not listening to them. Do you know where we've come? The fact that our vision is a challenge for us, but look at all the tools. People created those things. This center, and I know Alice has to leave, so I'm going to do my shout out right now. I wouldn't be here if it weren't for all of the people, Ron, Alice, Donna, who stood beside me. Joy is new for me. Bob is new for me. They came as I was leaving, but we had so much fun getting to know one another. Those things make a difference. When people walk beside you, your struggle's not as hard. Now try not to cry. You don't feel as marginalized, even though there's people out there trying to tell you you're nothing. You know, try walking by you. I've watched it. You know, when we are in groups and people bump into us on purpose, right? And I'm bringing those things because for you to understand me as a Black woman, for you to truly understand what Black History Month stands for, we have to all share our stories. There are storytellers in all cultures. And you know what they do? They keep the history alive. Yeah, they can burn a book. They've been doing it for generations. Go back to the 18th century. How many books did they burn? They can try to hide everything, but you know what they can't take? Our hearts, our stories. They can't take that away from us. They can't, we get to choose. Just because we celebrate Black History Month and we celebrate the strong and honor the people of the past doesn't mean we negate where we're going. We should be inspired, encouraged, motivated to go where we're going, right? And we get that when we look back and we say, wow, look at that. Look at what they did. We're going to look at some Black inventors and their contributions because it's part of our celebration. See, that's why. Then you get to see, I really can't see when I pour all the water all over the table. But anyway, we get to honor their contributions. Because when we honor them, we honor ourselves. It helps us believe we can fly. It helps us to have hope and not give up. And we're going to see that as we go a little further as well. So let's go ahead, Alice, to the next slide. The first inventor, and you guys are you truly know this one, George Washington Carver, right? He was born in 1861 and died in 1913. And I put their birth and their death there because it kind of lets us know the time frame. How old were they? How long did they take to do it? And I hope that I just kind of prick your appetite and you go off and learn about these people. Find out about them, and I'll tell you, I'm just barely touching the surface. But remember, Black History Month is about celebrating those inventors, honoring them. And why? You'll see why. George Washington Carver was an agricultural chemist, and he cultivated peanuts, sweet potatoes, soybeans. Those products ring a bell? Yeah, they do, don't they? And oh, we all love peanut butter, don't we? I do. Yeah, the jam doesn't hurt it. I don't know. But that's just his most famous one. But it's important. 518 different products. Do you know that his work is why we have glue? Glue. Yep. It's why we have glue. It's why we have rubber. Can you imagine cars with no rubber? Be kind of sad because the wheels, I think they're made of rubber, don't you? So look into it. Investigate it yourself. Don't just take my word for it. Get to know this stuff, right? Get to understand it and honor them because look what he's given our world. He died in 1918. Last time I checked, it's 2024. And we're still building on what this amazing man who believed in himself. And if you want to study George Washington Carver, you can see the ugly stuff too, right? Because that's part of it. But this celebration is not about that. Let's go to the next slide. Next inventor. Oh, this one's kind of fun for me because it's a woman, for one. Her name is Madam C.J. Walker. And she was born in 1867 and died in 1919. But can you imagine 1919? Yeah, put a pin in that. She was a self-made millionaire. Self-made millionaire. Black woman, self-made millionaire in the 1800s. Isn't that interesting? And she developed, and trust me when I tell you she needed to develop this, Black hair products. Now, yeah, might not think it was important, but let me tell you, It was important. You know, it's interesting. I'll have to deviate a little bit. I went to Kenya on a mission. And then I was a pastor in another life. You didn't know that. Right? You couldn't tell. You never gave the pastor a mic. So. Anyway, I was a pastor in another life. And when I went to Kenya, one of the things they do there is they shave the children's heads. Boys and girls, all hair's gone. Well, I do it because it's hard to manage. You know, our hair is kind of kinky. Some of you have curly hair too, right? You got curly hair, you get it. My little great grandson, trust me, he thinks it's kinky. It's not, but it's beautiful curls, and he hates his curls because everybody else in his class doesn't have them. And that's that thing, right? We got to teach ourselves and our children that if we're different, it's okay, right? Teach them how to embrace their differences, enjoy their differences. But Black hair products were very, very important. And I can remember when my mom would take us to East Texas, and when she moved from East Texas to Vancouver, Washington, can you imagine finding a Black hair product? Didn't exist. She couldn't find black dolls either. And that bothered her. That's another whole story. Anyway, Madam C.J. Walker also built a manufacturing building to make her products in 1910. Are you seeing? See that? So when you start feeling like you're kind of stuck and you don't know and you can't find your vision, take a moment and think about it. But don't ever walk away from it. And don't let anybody tell you your vision is stupid, because it's not. Look at what these inventors have done. Their visions, trust and believe. I'm sure people thought they were stupid, but they kept right on moving.
And there's at least one movie about her.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
was just gonna say that.
Go
There's a
ahead.
movie about her.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, isn't that something?
Yeah,
Oh,
she was so dedicated.
yes. And oh, I love what Donna's just said there. She was so dedicated. Dedication. I graduated December 14th from this center. And from the moment I graduated, I took all the knowledge I had gotten from all the people that loved me, and I hit the ground running. And this is a product of that. But I didn't do it alone. Network, pay attention, involve the people that love you and celebrate them too, because you're gonna need it and it will make a difference. It made a difference for these folks as well. Oh, I love Garrett Morgan. Garrett Morgan was born in 1877 and he died in 1963. Yeah, yeah. You know what he did? He did at the traffic light. Can we imagine our streets without the traffic light? We'd be in a world of hurt, right? A world of trouble. I know that my mom used to laugh because in Hooks, Texas, there was one traffic light. Took years before they got another one, but trust and believe, they knew they needed that one. So Garrett Morgan, we can thank for that. But he also invented the gas mask. And you know when he first got to use it was when there was a train wreck in a tunnel. And they used his gas mask to get the people out of those toxic fumes. Save lives. They made a difference. Let's go to the next one. So the next inventor, I threw her in here because I know with my eyes, she saved my life. My doctor told me, my glaucoma specialist, that if I didn't have the technology of today, I would not have any sight at all. I know we're all different, and it's not that I'm saying one is better or worse than the other, but we want what we have, right? And we want to maintain it. Well, Dr. Bath was an ophthalmologist, and she's an amazing ophthalmologist. She developed the technique and the surgery for cataracts. Any of us in here had cataract surgery? Raise your hands. No cataract. Two or three of us. Yeah, I did. Yeah.
I didn't have cataracts, but I had
The crystalline lenses.
Yeah. And you know what her work has also done? She created an organization of doctors that is working still to this day. It's a community ophthalmologist. And what they do is they go in to areas where you have marginalized populations. They run tests, they give medication, and they have saved hundreds and thousands of people's lives. And not just in the US, but around the world. And I can tell you, when I met a young lady at a conference who had lost her eyesight to a snake bite, and she was in a country in Africa. She's an amazing woman. She lives in Vancouver, Washington today, and her mother allowed her to be adopted so that she could come here for the treatment that she needed. We are really fortunate in our nation, and we're fortunate for the doctors like Dr. Patricia, excuse my French, Dr. Patricia Bath. We are blessed to have her. The next inventor. This inventor, Alexander Miles, was born in 1838, died in 1918. He actually invented the automated elevator door opening. And if you've ever been in an elevator that doesn't have that it's manual and the person stood there and crank, 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 they turn the little knob and they turn it the right. And every once in a while, the elevator, they'd open the door and the elevator would drop a foot. And now you're kind of stuck in between those floors. That's what happened to Alexander Miles, who was with his little daughter. And he was on the elevator in his apartment, and all of a sudden it dropped. And he thought, oh no, I can do this better. And he did. And so next time you go in an elevator, remember Alexander Miles, that you don't have the attendant there cranking that little button, that you actually get to press the automatic button and go to your floor. We can thank Alexander Miles for that. So I always like to talk about key takeaways. What are we going to take away from today? What do I want you to remember? I think you've seen hope, right? You've seen believe in yourself. You've seen the hope that it takes. I want you to reflect for a minute what it took for all of these people you're honoring today to not give up their hope, to not let the things that were negative around them stop them from doing and going where they wanted to go. And because they didn't let anyone take away their hope, I stand here today. You all are here today. You're on your journey. You only know what that journey is. But with whatever your journey is, whatever you've decided it's going to be, don't let anybody steal your hope. Don't let anybody take away from you how important it is to believe in your dreams, to carry that hope. And I could have almost made hope and belief one, right? Because you can't do one without the other. And that's why you see love defined, because I believe you can't do it without the love. If you don't embrace patience and kindness, it's like this thing starts trying to suck your hope and your belief out of you. But you know what? You get to choose if that's going to happen or not. Sometimes my granddaughter talks to her children and tells them you get to choose. I'm not eating that. Well, you get to choose. If you don't get that, you're not getting anything. But I don't understand. What does choose mean? They understand what choose means. They just don't want to do it, right? Out of children, we can understand so much. Do we understand what choices means? You do. That's why you're here. No one forced you to come to the orientation training center. No one forced you to arrive at 8 a.m. for this celebration. You chose to do it. And I hope because you made that choice and trust and believe, it takes courage. Because you made that choice, we are all benefiting from it. We are all celebrating it. We are all in community with it. Don't let anybody tell you Black History Month is a celebration of Black people. Okay, well, it's not. It's about those Black people and they're complaining again, right? I've heard that, and I've heard it a lot. I've heard it a lot. I've heard it where people think it's just about Black people. It's not. It's about all of us. Now, I can say it, and you might not believe it, and guess what? That's okay too, because I'm not here to force my belief down your throat. I'm here to hopefully give you a little glimmer that will excite you to look at this, to look at all the stuff around you. Maybe you're interested in, let's see, anybody shout something out there interested in?
Astrology.
Astrology, right? Look into it. Who are some of the astrologists? What can you learn from them? How exciting is that? And I never knew that Donna liked astrology.
I don't necessarily.
She's just messing with me. The point is, whatever we're doing, we're in it together. The minute we start isolating, the minute we start thinking it's somebody else's journey and it's not ours, that specific action is truly someone else's journey. But the rest of the journey is all of ours because they can't do it alone. We can't come out of this sighted community, right? But we have a community where we're together because we understand each other. We understand each other because I have a blindness, you have a blindness, and now I'm a part of the blind community too. But can we isolate ourselves, pull ourselves out of that blind community, and now all of a sudden pull ourselves in isolation away from the sighted community? How far would that get us? No, we got to merge and marry the same thing. At some point, my dream is that we all will stop looking at our differences. Look at what we have that is alike. I hope, as Martin Luther King said, he didn't want his children judged by the color of their skin. He wanted people to embrace the fact that they're children. I have a little great granddaughter, blonde hair, blue eyes. You know, my granddaughter gets very upset when they ask her if she's the nanny because she's a person of color. You know, we got to stop that. We are a part of the human race and we're all different for a reason. I'm sorry, I don't want to see only one tree on my earth. I don't want to see just one flower on my earth. I love lilies. I love sunflowers. I love roses. I love all the differences. Let's love the differences in people. Let's love the differences in one another. The next thing we're going to play one more song before we close. And it's going to be I Hope You Can Dance, and Gladys Knight is going to be the singer. Has anyone heard this song? There's one. Anyone else? Two? Okay. Yeah. I hope you can dance. You know why I hope you can dance? Because I hope no one takes your dream. Don't allow it. I hope whatever goes on in your world, you can dance. I hope you believe in you. I hope that this celebration has just scratched the surface of your curiosity. And I hope you'll carry it through the rest of the year, right into the next one. It's good to have celebrations. Why do we have Christmas? We don't do Christmas all year long. But when we do Christmas, we're ready. We're excited. There's a lot going on. We have set aside a month of celebrating people that have gone through so many challenges so that we don't give up our hope, so that we believe in ourselves, so that we have the courage to soar.
Your sense of wonder. You get your fill to eat, but always keep that hunger. May you never take one single breath for granted. God forbid love ever leave you empty-handed. I hope you still feel small standing by the ocean. Whenever one door closes, I hope one more opens. Promise me you'll give faith a fighting chance. And when you get the choice to sit it out or dance, I hope you dance. I hope you dance. I hope you never fear those mountains in the distance, and never settle for the path of least resistance. Living might mean taking chances, but they're worth taking. Loving might be a mistake, but it's worth the making. Don't let some hell-bent heart leave you bitter. When you come close to selling out, reconsider. Give the heavens above more than just a passing glance. And when you get the choice to sit it out or dance, I hope you dance. Oh, I hope you dance. Whenever one door closes, I hope one more opens. Promise me that you'll give faith a fighting chance. And when you get the choice to sit it out or dance, I hope you dance. Oh, I hope you dance. Tell you time
Wow. I hope you'll dance. I hope you won't let anybody take your dream away. I hope you will take this celebration, this experience that we've shared together, and let it be a springboard for your experience, not just for the moment, but for your lives. And I really, really want you to remember, dance. Do your dance. So this brings us to the end of our presentation. I also hope that you will keep up with me, keep up with what's going on. If you're inspired by these messages, we do have a website, we have a Facebook, a YouTube, and Alice can provide you with all of those links. But so I want to close with a final thank you. And I really, really, really thank Ron. Thank you. Thank you. Alan. Thank you. Joyce. Thank you. I don't see David, but that's okay. I'll thank him too. I want to thank the OTC staff. And for those of you that may be on a Zoom call, OTC stands for Occupational Training Center. It's where I came to learn how to fly again. And I'm so grateful. Okay, Ron. You did it. I am so grateful for the experience. I also want to do a shout out to my marketing and communications person, Gina Staros, and her son. And her son, Blake, who helped with these slides as well. I want to do a shout out to happens to be my grandson, Aaron Kent Nettles. Aaron, grandson Nettles. Aaron, thank you. Thank you. So much. And I share that not to bump anyone up or to take anyone down, but to just say, in your journey, know it takes a village.
May I add a fun fact to this?
Yeah,
Does
absolutely.
anybody here know what you would actually dance that song? Like what kind of dance that is?
What kind of dance
It's
is
a
it?
West Coast swing.
Oh, Joey.
Just the ballroom
Ballroom
dances.
Yeah, so did everyone hear it? So could you say it a little louder?
That
Joseph?
dance, what you would actually dance to it would be a West Coast swing.
Oh, now my brother-in-law, I don't know if he's online or not, but he comes from South Carolina.
Okay.
And you know how they have the fight between the West Coast swing and the East Coast swing?
It's a West Coast.
It's a West Coast
You
swing.
sort of hustle to it.
Oh, hey, he's really aged. I think I forgot. But, I don't want anyone to be late, but I want to thank everyone for being here. We do have a little time. Anyone got questions or comments? Thank you, Joseph.
I have one. So when you were talking about acknowledging, people from the past, what I thought about is when I do that, it makes me bigger.
Yeah.
It's not just about me saying, oh, John Smith or Betty Davis or whomever. But it makes my world bigger and it gives me a touchstone. Me, I can never.
Yeah, give her a Kleenex. She's my crying buddy.
And when I was in college, I always was an advocate for different peoples. And one thing that stuck with me as a hero is Nelson Mandela. Nelson Mandela. I was probably 24 when I was in college when we put together apartheid protest, and he was in jail in South Africa. He was in jail longer than I was alive at that time. He was in jail for 27 years.
For nothing.
And when he got out, he was elected president of South Africa. So you look at that strength, courage, commitment. Talk about someone who believed.
Yes,
This, to me, is such a beautiful example of that.
yes,
You know, never give up hope.
that's right. And can you imagine 27 years in a prison? Wow. And didn't give up his hope. And to Donna's point, came out and became the Prime Minister of South Carolina, South Africa.
Yeah.
Amazing man. Amazing
Yeah.
man. Yeah. Anyone else? Questions, comments? Love it. Okay, well, I'm here. If anyone has something they want to, personal questions, please feel free to come ask. And if you don't know me, I would love to get to know you. So come say hello and introduce yourself. And with that, we'll end the presentation. Thank you.